Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. Today's video is going to be an overview of all of the brands that were new to me in 2023 and some brands that I'm hoping to try in 2024. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. This video is going to be an overview of all of the brands I tried. I've taken some of those products up here to show you as a prop as I'm going along, but I also have selected some brands that I think I might want to get to in 2024 as well, because I think that's interesting. I actually tried quite a few new brands, and as I was going through the list, because I sort of had a running list all year of like, oh, this is a brand I haven't tried yet. And as I was gathering these products, I was like, oh, but I've tried this for the first time. I've tried this for the first time. So there's more on the list than what I had even thought of before. So, oh well. But yeah, in case you're new here and you don't know who I am, my name is Maaike. I live in the Netherlands. I have fair skin with a cool to neutral undertone. And this really much goes into everything I do on my channel. I'm a teacher by day, but I love reviewing makeup in my spare time, which is what I've been doing for more than a decade. Eyeshadow palettes are my jam. Essence and Catrice I love the most. Like, they're two of my favorite brands. And I really just enjoy getting the use out of my makeup and going back to old favorites. So if that's something you enjoy as well, then I hope you'd like to stick around. Let me just get to this video. So in 2023, I've tried close to 20 new brands. And I'm saying close to because I have 18 different products to show you here, or products by 18 different brands. And as I mentioned in my intro, I had actually forgotten about some of them. So that's why I'm thinking I may have actually tried like one or two more that I haven't even mentioned here, because I'm now thinking, wait, I also tried Lily by Red for the first time, but I haven't really like honed in on what they do. So that's why in my brain, I'm like, they're a brand I've sort of clocked as I'd like to try more by them. There's definitely quite a K-beauty presence in this, because K-beauty is where I'm sort of really discovering new makeup. So, but I have other things here as well. So where should we start? Shall we start with base products? Let's do base. In case you did not know, I love trying foundations. It's something that I really like doing over on the blog, but because I have fair skin, which is dry and dehydrated, foundation was always a struggle to get right. Very often when I first got into makeup, foundations would always break me out and I would get rashes and itchiness, and it was a whole thing. And then trying to also find my shade. So out of sort of necessity, I was just trying so many things, and I started to sort of write about it on my blog. So that's what I still do. I try one or two, sometimes three new foundations every month. And then whenever I've tried like 10, I do a roundup video where I sort of show you all of the swatches and I refer you to all of those reviews and I give you the full lowdown. And in the past few months, these are going to be part of my next roundup, you could say, for the channel, are these two. So Hauslabs, I finally got my hands on some Hauslabs, and Jones Road. These are two brands that I found when I was in the UK, so I purchased both of these products in August when I was in London. And these are brands that have been on my wish list for some time, but ooh, I'm now seeing that the letters of the Hauslabs foundation are starting to rub off. I always hate it when packaging does that. Oh well. But yeah, both of these I bought when I was in London and they have been on my wish list, but both brands do not ship to continental Europe. They don't. But Jones Road I found at Liberty, the department store, and Hauslabs is sold in Sephora in London, which finally opened. London now finally has Sephora. In, I think, June, the first store opened. It's like one of the only positive things to have come out of Brexit, I feel. That we now have like US-like Sephora within reach, you could say. So yeah. I don't know when these products are going to be coming to continental Europe, because that could be a while based on ingredients and it can sometimes take a little bit longer. But yeah, I'm curious to see where these brands go. I liked both of these products. I tried them in the same month. I have reviews up for these on my channel and they are good. Some more complexion products, but these are all like, you know, your blush, bronzer, highlight kind of things that I tried for the first time. I realized that I did purchase my RMS Beauty products in 2022, but I hadn't really reviewed them yet. So it's sort of like, did I try them last year? Did I try them this year? I definitely did already use them before the end of 2022, but I hadn't really gotten around to reviewing them. So that's why I'm inserting them here. I really desperately want to try some of their powder blushes, but so far I've only been able to find them on the RMS website. It doesn't seem like Sephora Europe stocks that. So if anybody knows where I could like go to a store to see them, because I don't know what shade to get. I also tried their concealer and I tried one of their highlights, and I liked all three products. They were great. But you don't have to splurge on the RMS Beauty product if you don't want to, because I bought something very similar from Studio London by Superdrug, which is a brand you can buy from Superdrug in the UK, which is a brand that was quite new. Apparently it launched this year, and I found myself in a Superdrug when I was in London, and they did this face gloss. I just picked up this and a cream blush, and I like both. This is the only product I've gotten around to review over on the blog, and I feel that the effect is the same as the RMS Beauty. RMS Beauty, if you buy it at full price, mine was in a little set, so I got one of the highlights and a mascara in there as well, and I paid 40 euros for the set, but just the highlighter, if you just buy that product, it's 40 euros by itself. This is £5. It was $4.99, and it's the same effect. This only comes in one shade though. The Living Luminizer has different shades. Each shade has a different name though, but now, I just did a video, I think it's gonna be up after this one though, but I just filmed it, where I tried a Kruidvat eyeshadow palette for my review. But I did a full face of Dutch drugstore makeup with Kruidvat, which is a brand I had never bought before. The standout product from the entire video was this highlighter. It's the Lighten Up Diamond Glow Highlighter in Champagne Pelican, and I said it in that first impression straight away. I cannot wait to go back to this, because this feels like a high-end highlighter. It just does. It's incredibly cheap packaging. This was under 5 euros at my local drugstore, and I loved it. The brand overall was a little bit hit and miss, but I definitely have to revisit some of those products to really see how I feel and put them in reviews and sort of like, I sort of use my blog as a grand sort of archive of all of the makeup I've ever tried, and this is definitely going to have to go into the archive at some point, along with a lot of the other Kruidvat stuff. So I've now tried and reviewed the eyeshadow palette, because I do eyeshadow palette reviews every single month, but I'm definitely going to have to roll in some of the other products that I was pretty impressed with on a first impression, and roll them into Shop My Stashes to get more use out of them. But this was great. I really liked it. So Kruidvat, a little hit and miss, but it was a brand I hadn't tried in 2023, and I'm glad I finally did. Finally, in 2023, I finally got my hands on Makeup by Mario, because I can buy some brands from the UK Sephora website. Now, there is now Makeup by Mario also on Feel Unique, but that's because Feel Unique and Sephora are the same thing. Just so you know, Feel Unique is still shipping to Europe. That's why that website still exists, but I believe that in the UK, Feel Unique has been replaced by Sephora. And that's sort of how Sephora did it. They kind of, they've taken the logistics and like all of the fulfillment centers of Feel Unique in the UK, and that is now all Sephora. So that's why Feel Unique also stocks Makeup by Mario, but Makeup by Mario is now also stocked at Sephora France. So the brand is slowly making its way. I tried the Soft Sculpt Skin Enhancer in Light. I use this as a bronzer. I've only used it once or twice. I did really enjoy it, just to take some pictures of it. Again, a product I still need to roll into a review. And I was doubting for December whether it was going to be my Sydney Grace Cream products that I got in my mystery bags over the summertime, or this one, but this is probably going to be like a January trial. And I, of course, bought the Ethereal Eyes palette when it came back in stock this fall, and I can't wait to play with that. I also have one of the blushes by the brand that I'm eyeing up, which is probably going to be one of my next makeup purchases. So yeah, Makeup by Mario is slowly making its way into my makeup collection. I'm not sure whether I want to try that foundation, because so many people have been talking about how glittery it is. So I'm a bit on the fence about it, but from the entire line, when I saw it in Sephora, the blush sticks, the cream blush sticks really stood out to me, and there were two shades that really seemed very cool to me. So I hope to be able to find that when I go to Paris during my Christmas break. Like right after New Year, I'll be going to Paris for a day. So can't wait to hopefully then find some makeup by Mario there as well, because when I was last in Paris, they were refurbishing the entire Sephora store, and I know it reopened in like October, November, like right in time for the holidays. So I hope there's still stock after the holidays. That may be an issue, but we'll see. We'll check it out. Maybe they'll have testers and I can at least try things. I can't talk lips without also talking about eyes. So the only brand that I tried that's lip products only and new to me is the Amuse lip stains that I tried. I did a couple of videos in 2023 where I tried a bunch of K-Beauty lip stains. I did an entire K-Beauty week where I also tried some eyeshadows and some BB creams, and there are probably like Eliza Vecca. That's a brand that I hadn't tried before that I tried some Heimish, which was also new to me. See, I'm missing brands in this video now that I'm thinking about it. And a lot of them are K-Beauty, so I'll just link some of my K-Beauty reviews that I did over the summertime in the description box down below, because I think there's actually more than what I have here, and I've just completely forgotten about it. Not that I've forgotten about those brands because they were nice products. I mean, the products are still there, but I just hadn't clocked them as new to be brands because they were just products I loved. But yeah, as I was going through my lipsticks, I was like, oh yeah, Amuse, I had never tried them before. And these Dewy, are these the Dewy ones? Yeah, the Dewy water tints. I think that's what they're called. The name isn't on here. Yeah, maybe in Korean, but I don't read Korean, so I wouldn't know. But they were some of my favorites. Like, in terms of like formula, I think my Peri Pera Ink Velvets are some of my favorite K-Beauty lip stains. These Amuse water tints are amazing. And then some of the Romand, juicy, lasting finish, glasting finish. The Blur Fudged tints, like Romand is another. Let me just talk Romand next, because if there is a brand I have fallen in love with, and it was the first time I tried them this year. I'm definitely going to have to branch out, so if you know of any other products they do very well. This is one of their Blur Fudge tints, I believe. What formula is this? Oh, again, only in Korean. I don't remember, but their lip tints are some of my favorites. I bought a new organizer from IKEA just to house all of my K-Beauty lip tints. It's insane. I tried so many. When it comes to declutter time, I'm probably going to be getting rid of some of them as well, but I don't think any of the Romand are gonna go because I love them that much. However, when I tried a bunch of K-Beauty eyeshadow earlier this summer, Romand came out on top. I still love Clio as well, but those I tried last year for the first time. This was my favorite of the two I tried, the Better Than eyeshadow palette in Dreamy Lilac Garden. If you like that wash of color, the sort of like natural but still glowy and not too overdone sort of makeup look that a lot of K-Beauty brands seem to be promoting, like I do, then check out K-Beauty, because I'm wearing a product on my lips today, which is by Rare Beauty. It's the Rare Beauty lip tint, but Rare Beauty makes a lot of product in Korea. Like, a lot of the products in the Rare Beauty line will say made in Korea. Why go through, like, just cut out the middleman and find some K-Beauty products to actually try, because they're just really lovely, and 2023 has confirmed my love for K-Beauty once again. Not all of the K-Beauty eyeshadow I tried was worth it in the end, so I did an entire trial, and I think these two things were some of my more disappointing, you could say. So Wake Make was a new to me brand, and I have to say, like, right off the bat, this wasn't like bad eyeshadow, it's just that in everything that I tried, the way this palette came together for me just wasn't quite it. It has some really chunky glitters, there's some superfluous shades in here, and I find that the packaging is just weirdly bulky, which it didn't really need to have. So Wake Make as a brand, I would like to try some more things by them. I'm definitely not disappointed in the brand. I was just disappointed in the product compared to everything else I was trying, if that makes sense. And I also tried some Kaja. This is one of their bento boxes in Rosewater. And this I just wanted to give a whirl, you know, again, this isn't bad. I just didn't love how, you know, you need to open every layer in order to get to the shadow. As cute as this looks, I just want something differently. These pinky tones are really pretty though. So I'm definitely going to be keeping this in my collection because it can be very pretty to like have something this and like just top it over something else. Like I can definitely see use out of it. This is a product that I had already seen in New York in 2019. So pre-COVID, I went to New York on vacation, spotted this, but it didn't really quite fit my budget. So I had them clocked as a brand I'd like to try. And it was just not really living up to the expectation I had in my mind. So not something I'm going to be getting rid of for sure, but I just want it a little bit more. So the Roman things I loved a lot more than I did this in the end. And finally in K-Beauty, again, I'm thinking I'm missing so many K-Beauty brands that I did actually try this year for the first time. It's just because I was trying so much K-Beauty, I think a couple of things just got lost in the shuffle in the end. But shout out to these two. I finally got around to reviewing these all over on my blog, but these are by Clavu. I found these through Amanda Z. If you want another creator who does a lot of really good content about K-Beauty brands, check out Amanda Z because she does some really lovely things. And her favorite thing is a wet looking eyeshadow. And that's how I came across these. These are the Urban Pearlzation eyeshadows in Glam Brown and Silver Lilac. This, if you want that wet looking lid, this is just where it's at. I mean, I'm wearing a Lisa Eldridge palette today, the Sorcery palette, but if you want that level of shine, check out K-Beauty singles or some of their palettes because K-Beauty does a sparkly wet looking eyeshadow like nobody else. Like nobody else. Like they do so many great things. This is what you get if you bring multiple products upstairs to talk about. And I'm like, yeah, there are 20 brands actually in this video because I tried a bunch of like drugstore eyeshadow things as well. One brand that I really wanted to try, especially because I heard Jen Phelps talking about this brand so often, and they just seem to do some really pretty things, is Moira. So this is a brand I decided to cave and order from their official website, only to then find out that there is a Dutch retailer that actually stocks them online. So I didn't have to pay for all of the shipping and handling fees that I ended up doing. And to be quite fair, I was quite disappointed with a lot of what I had tried. Their palettes don't really do it for me. Like there's always something about them that I'm gonna like, not sure I like it. But they do this, which I did really like. It's the Lucent Cream Eyeshadow in Jupiter and Infinity. It's actually quite similar to the Clavu ones. But these have a little bit of a duochrome to them. Again, very wet looking, a little bit more of that iridescent sparkle, so I like that. But the rest of what I've tried by them, I think is going to be like an instant declutter. Another brand that I had like clocked as a brand to try, but this is just a brand I think it was just an Instagram ad that I saw, and it's Mina. It's spelled 3 Ina, but you are saying it as Mina. They are a Spanish drugstore brand, and they are all about the colorful vibes. Again, something I bought online first. I got a couple of their cream shadows and some eyeshadow sticks, and then they released this, the Color Lip Glows, and this one I found in Superdrug, because Superdrug stocks them. And this instantly, like the minute I bought it, I was like, ooh, I couldn't stop wearing it. It's not a color I'm going for right now, but for the summertime, spring, summer, I'm going to be reaching for this a lot. I love the formula, and this was the shade that stands out. And what I love about the brand is that all their colors have numbers, and the number will be the same for the same color in different products. So if you know, I like 371, and you can buy like the matching lipstick or lip liner. It's so easy. I love that about them, and I love their branding. It's really, really fun. Then I also tried this brand for the first time, and this is a very recent brand because I found it in Italy. It's called Wycon, and they are a Naples-based brand, and I tried this eyeshadow for the first this eyeshadow palette for the first time in December. I have to say that I probably like the lip products better because those are like around the €10 mark, and they feel like high-end. Like, very, very stunning lip products that I tried from the brand. I would like to get some more of those, like their lip liners and their lipsticks. Chef's kiss. This eyeshadow palette, super pretty. It's very much up my street, but if you wait for my review that I have for you on Sunday, then you'll see all the looks and the swatches that I did with this palette and some of the caveats that I have found while I was trying it out for the first time. And then some more like singly bits. I've been into like single eyeshadow all year. Trini London, I finally caved. Last year I had a not so great in-store experience when I went to find the brand in Phoenix, which is one of the very few counters where they sell the makeup. Most of the brand is online only. But I wanted to try the brand, so I was actually, I found the store employees to be a lot more helpful. So I bought 2 of these eyeshadows and one of their lipsticks. Everything comes in these little pots, which makes it very easy. Like, they're stackable. It's like, I love this click. Oh, love that. So you know that your product is closed. And I did a look with it, just like randomly one day, and I filmed it, and so many people told me that day, your makeup looks stunning. I love that red lip on you. It was all Trini London stuff. So I definitely do really like those products as well. So I'm glad I finally got to try them. And I finally tried some REM Beauty. I have one of their lip oils and this one eyeshadow. So I haven't tried a lot. This dries out really quickly, but every time you use it, you can like stir it up and it will come back together. And I have found that I just love this little combo. So this Mina taupey cream shadow and then topping the REM Beauty over it. Best look. I wore this religiously when I first bought these 2 products. I love it. And then I have some more palettes. So eyeshadow palette wise, I haven't really tried that many new brands, but you know this. I did an entire video dedicated about my love for Glossgots last week. This brand, I found them at the end of 2022, started trying them in 2023, and I caved. They're a Swedish-based indie brand. I really love their formula. Their eyeshadow palettes are around the €40 mark, which for an indie brand, it just seems to me like all of their price points are just going up, 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 up. And especially things like Ensley Rain and things like this guy right here that I will be talking about, those palettes are like closer to 80, which is twice as much as this is. So I'm so happy to have found a brand that is not super expensive for me to get and a lot easier for me to buy than many other indie brands that do interesting things. They do all shimmer palettes, they do some lovely neutrals, and you can now win one of their newest eyeshadow palettes in my giveaway as well. So again, link in the description box. And let me then just get to this guy right here. So this is the Bella Beauty Bar Smoky Glam. I had never tried Bella Beauty Bar before 2023. And this palette, even though it's super big and I don't love big palettes, very much spoke to me. So that's why I wanted to try this, and I bought this off of Monolith. So Monolith itself isn't a brand, but it's a website that some people have been recommending me. They are a EU-based retailer that stocks a lot of US-based indie brands, and then you don't have to pay the exorbitant shipping and handling fees. So it's now my one-stop shop for a lot of indie brands that are people raving about. However, you do need to very much follow them on Instagram to know when products will be in stock, what products will be in stock, and then I still advise you to make a little bit of a wish list and decide what you would like to buy, because they list a lot of palettes on the website, but most of it is out of stock until they restock, and they always announce it over on their Instagram when that's gonna happen. So it's a brand or a website you really need to keep an eye out for to know when things like that will launch. And I just mentioned that, you know, something like the Glossgots is half of what you will pay something like this, because this was like 75 euros. Which is just something I have found with some of these newer indie brands, is that, you know, they ask 80 or 95 euros for a palette, and then people say, yeah, but it's special shades. But I don't only want special shades in my palette, which is why I enjoy Glossgots so much, because they really do a mix of special shades, some more like satiny things, metallics and mattes, and you really get a full look. And this brand as well, as much as I like it, I already reviewed this for you, but it just doesn't have enough shimmers for my liking. So I was a bit disappointed in this, even though I do like the formula. I just want more shimmers. And finally, something I was also a bit disappointed with was the Vive 90s palette. So Vive Cosmetics is another brand I hadn't tried before this year. This, I think, was a Black Friday purchase last year, and I finally tried it this spring. And I love the color story. This is not going to go anywhere if I do declutter my makeup collection come the springtime. I'm going to hang on to it. But again, in this, we only get 3 shimmers, and the shimmers are weak. They're not good. And this pulled very dark on my skin tone as well. Like, if you have, like, this is the cool tone palette for people with medium skin, very much. If you love medium skin and you love your mattes, you might really like this, but I personally am looking for something else. So those are the 19 or 20 brands or so that I tried this year that I had clocked as being new to me. But as I'm filming this video, I'm like, oh, but I tried this and I tried this and I tried that. So I'm going to be leaving a list in the description box down below of some other brands that I can now finally think of that I also tried for the first time in 2023. However, I am going to be trying more makeup in 2024. If there are any brands that you would like me to try that I'm not listing, then definitely leave a comment in the description box. Leave a comment in the description box. That's not gonna work, but leave a comment down below so I can check it out to see if I can make it work. I've had people ask for Merit. I would love to try Merit, but they don't ship to the UK or to the EU. They don't. Their website ships to the UK, the US, and Canada, and that's it. If you're in any other country, it's not gonna work, and they're not for sale anywhere at an EU-based retailer that I can get my hands on, so. And I don't think they have a physical presence in the UK. Like, UK customers can only buy it online, so I'm just hoping that Merit comes to, like, a Liberty or, you know, Selfridges or something like that at some point so I can actually find it. But until that day happens, I will not be able to buy the brand. So brands that I know I can try, Flower Nose, which is a Chinese-based makeup brand, I believe. I've tried Zishi, and this year, Florasis. I've tried Florasis for the first time. Oh my word. They even send it to me in PR. Why did I forget about this? Anyways, tried those 2 Chinese brands, and Flower Nose looks just as beautiful, and I had someone on Instagram ask me if I could try it, so I'm gonna try and see what they're having out there, what they have going on in 2024, but I find the brands, like these Chinese-based indie brands, it's all, or indie brands, like just the Chinese brands, it's all about packaging, and they are nice products, but I feel sometimes that the price point, it doesn't fully line up for me just yet based on what I have tried. So I find it quite expensive for what it is, which has sort of made me hold off of Flower Nose till now, but it could be a nice one to try. A lot of you have been recommending Hakuro for brushes. So if that brand is still around, I would like to try some of those. I tend to try new brushes once every 2 years. So I had a brush heavy year in 2022. I don't buy any new brushes in 2023 because I want to get more use out of it, save for some Hema brushes that I bought for my full face makeup look with Dutch brands. But yeah, I definitely wanted to try them in 2024. So I believe Hakuro are Polish, if I'm not mistaken. That's what some of you told me. If there are any other brush brands that you feel I should check out, then let me know. I've tried BK Beauty, I've tried Refer, I've tried a lot of brush brands already. Spectrum I tried. Those are the last 3 I tried. I love Zoeva, I love Sigma, I love Real Techniques. I love my MAC brushes, the couple ones that I have. Those are still going strong. So I've tried a lot of brushes already, so if there's any brush brands you're interested in, then I might be able to check it out. Then for skincare, I would still love to try Geek and Gorgeous. I believe they're also an EU-based indie skincare brand that I've heard of. But yeah, I'm not in the market for new skincare for some time because I bought a bunch of K-Beauty skincare, and there's still a lot of K-Beauty skincare still on the wish list. Something like I'm Free, I think that brand is called. I could have put them on the list. Dear Claire's, I think is the name of the brand, or Claire's with like a K. Those I would like to try as well. So some skincare brands, probably going to be more like K-Beauty focused. I mainly got some CoverFx this time around because that's a brand that's like everywhere when it comes to K-Beauty skincare. I already mentioned Ensley Rain a couple of times. They are stocked on Monolith, so I will be trying that brand in 2024. I only found out that the eyeshadow palette I was eyeing up by the brand seems to have been discontinued. At least I cannot find it on their official website anymore. It was the Midwinter Dream, which was a collab with Brittany Huffman. So it could be why that has disappeared by now. But yeah, Ensley Rain, I'm just going to keep an eye out for a color story like with the Bella Beauté bar. If they do a color story that really speaks to me, then I'm going to try and see if I might want to buy from them. But they are very expensive, which is why I haven't tried them. I mean, that Midwinter Dream palette was 95 euros. And I know that everybody goes like, oh, but it's all the special shades. But I don't want an eyeshadow palette that's only special shades. I already own Cleona. I have the Cleona stained glass. I have a full palette by now with just those shades. I don't need a brand to put that into an eyeshadow palette for me, which is why I'm sort of been a little bit like hesitant because, and like, I can't really make up my mind what palette will be like the right one to try first. But when they do something that really like appeals to me, I will be purchasing some Ensley Rain in 2024. Another brand that is definitely going to be a monolith purchase for me is Clarity Cosmetics. So Clarity is also stocked on monolith. They've been around for a while, but they were incredibly difficult to buy because they only had a US website. They were shipping by weight, so it would be very expensive to get. I don't know if they restock anything of the older things that are on monolith because I wanted to get the Evil Mermaid, but that's been out of stock for a while. I don't know. So again, this brand needs to come out with a color story that I like before I place a purchase. However, this brand is again also a little bit more expensive. I think they just came out with 2 new palettes that were also like 65, 70 euros. And I don't know, am I the only person? Like, I was also this hesitant when like Pat McGrath and Natasha Denona started to happen because it's a new brand. I don't know the formula. Do I want to spend that much money in a single purchase if I know I can find really good eyeshadow that I love at half the price point? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like that's sort of like where my hesitation comes from. Then there are some K-beauty brands I'd like to try. I'd like to try Fwee. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's F-W-E-E. They do a foundation that I saw on TikTok and I'm like, I want to try that. And that's another thing I want to do in 2024. I want to do a video about trying K-beauty cushion foundations. And I want to do a video about trying just K-beauty foundations because they do other things than just BB creams. I did a BB cream trial in 2023, and I thought in 2024 I could do some cushion foundations and some regular foundations. So I have a whole list of like, my wish list in YESSTYLE is like skincare and foundations at the minute. And then some more Lily by Red, because Lily by Red is a K-beauty brand I was introduced to this year, and I've dabbled into the brand, but I haven't really tried everything yet. I'm very curious after their eyeshadow palette formula. So I did already make a purchase for some of these products, but I have yet to put it all to the test. And then there's also Feeve, I think, F-E-E-V, another K-beauty brand I would like to try. They do some really pretty liquid blushes that I've seen everywhere, and it's a very popular product, so would love to try that. So I'm definitely going to be on like a liquid blush kick. So those are some new brands I would like to try. Let me know in a comment down below if there's anything else you feel I should try. And then, yeah, I'm very much looking forward to a new year with lots of new makeup to try. Stay tuned because next week I will be doing a full week with daily videos from Christmas Day until New Year's Eve, where we're going to be talking about all of my end of year favorites. So for now, I would like to thank you very much for being here today. Thank you so very much for joining me, and then I hope to see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.